What's up, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of Many Thoughts with Dr. T. I have my husband here, Jermaine. Say what's up to the people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We here today. We talking about that good show, that good together. Yeah.
Listen,
And this is getting
our schedules have been insane for probably like the last 6 weeks. But how many people know we here and we aligned this week? I can't promise next week, but he here and we do an episode together this week. Okay, so we're excited about that.
excited.
And also, y'all know sports is life for us, and the game is coming on in about 30 minutes, so we can't be here all day.
Mm,
We
mm.
gonna give y'all what we got. Who you got for the game tonight, babe? You got the Pacers or OKC?
Oh man, the Pacers, they're definitely the better team, but
You said the Pacers are the better team?
no. OKC, they're definitely the better team. Oklahoma City, definitely the
Oh,
better.
okay, okay.
But the Pacers, I think the Pacers, I think they win this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got another podcast that's gonna drop in August called Run the Clock. That's gonna be a sports podcast. So if y'all like sports, be on the lookout for that. Okay.
Absolutely.
But anyway, we're about to get into Never Ever Met season 2, episode 9. All right.
But yeah, you never said who you got for the game.
Who I got for the game?
Yeah, who you got? You can worry about what I got, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna
Who
go Pacers.
are you going
I'm
to face?
probably thinking more with my heart than my head, but yeah, I just want it to be a good series, so I'm gonna go Pacers so we can extend this series on out.
All right. Bet. All right.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna get into it. How this episode started, or actually, let me start off with how the last episode ended. So remember, they were all having dinner. They were playing a game, and all these games always deliver drama. That's the whole point, and they
Mm.
never disappoint. So this one, the question that was asked, I believe, is for those couples that have not had sex yet, do
Mm.
you think you'll be sexually compatible? And Brittany was like, um,
Uh, uh,
see what had happened was, do I gotta answer that?
uh,
Yes. So that was pretty much a no. And of course Ty was so embarrassed, he was like, no. Um,
right.
and so that's where we pick up in this episode. So at this point they are arguing. Brittany is pointing in Ty's face. They went back and forth, and Ty eventually walks off. Everyone is gathered in the kitchen at this point because they're trying to hear the drama. And then Brittany explains that she didn't think it was appropriate to discuss their sexual compatibility at the table because she wanted to protect Ty and his feelings, and that is why she was hesitant to say yes or say no. I'm sorry. She says how she thought it was disrespectful, how Ty was talking loud and condescending when they were kind of arguing.
Right.
And then Jay asked Brittany if she thought it was disrespectful how she treats Ty. Um, Ty and Jay, it was so funny. She was like, "Well, do you think it's disrespectful how you were out here treating Ty? Ty does everything for you, and he don't get nothing back in return." And so then Alexis chimes in and says, "You know what? I don't even think it's about the food because remember she had made a big deal about him making her a drink or whatever." So Alexis says, "I don't think it's about the food. I think he just wants a hug and a kiss and affection." Then Jay comes back in. It's like, yeah, like you was hugging and kissing all the men in the house.
Mad. Just mad.
So this was a pretty good scene. So what say you about this whole Brittany and Ty argument that happened in the kitchen?
The argument was crazy because first of all, it's like she kind of already had in her heart in her mind that she's not gonna be with this guy. She don't want to be with him. She don't like him. The scene proceeded to show her going around the other men and touching them, tickling them, just flirting with them. Let's just keep it real. Like, definitely she has way more chemistry with the other guys, but just so happens that she can't get with the other guys because clearly they're taken. Um, so and of course he's gonna feel away because he's like, hey, dang, my girl is touching everybody but me. Like, why won't she touch me? She's touching everybody but me. So it's like you can't really you can't justify why she's so mad because he said no. But then, thoroughly justified by saying, "Yeah, we don't got chemistry like off the bat." For one, she was fumbling, and she couldn't even answer the question thoroughly, like quickly or to the point, because she was so busy trying to, like, okay, how can I lie? How can I lie? How can I lie? And everybody saw that in her body language. And then he's looking at her like, dang, I'm doing all this for this girl. I'm serving drinks, I'm rubbing feet, massaging, I'm serving food, I'm cooking food, breakfast in bed, and all that. And that was very valid. What the other basketball couple said, the girl,
Jay.
Jay, she was like, listen, you expect him to do all this and he don't get nothing in return? Like, what type of woman do you think you are? Like, do you think you the princess of wherever? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's
Right, right.
so. I mean, she was like, yeah, you don't know, you're just going off of one side of the story, but as we all can see, like the way she touches him, like that's what she do. She don't touch him. She barely touches that dude. So he,
Yeah, yeah.
we not, it don't work. It don't work between us.
Got you, got you. Yeah, so we clocked it here first, like we told y'all. She was never attracted to him. And what I got from this, I think Brittany didn't read the room. So they argue. Brittany stays in the kitchen, right? And so everybody's listening and looking. She's like, yeah, and she's doing all this stuff and saying all her point of view. Meanwhile, everybody in the house sees what we see.
Of
You're not
course.
attracted to him. Why are you doing this? And so everybody quickly turned on her, and I don't think she was ready for that. She thought everybody was going to be on her side. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, y'all see how he was talking condescending, and I don't do all that. And then here comes Jay. Boom. Jay hates Brittany, by the way. Ever since she's seen her tickling Cinco, Jay does not see it for Brittany. She was going. Didn't she call her a whore or something? I
You
was
said
like, whoa. Yeah,
promiscuous,
promiscuous whore at that. I said,
like whores are
dang.
different than promiscuous.
It's levels to this, and I didn't even know. I was like, wow. So
Yeah.
yeah, she was out for blood for Brittany. Brittany was not ready. Then Alexis was piling on. Cinco even piled on. He was like, I mean, you was tickling me. Cinco, you ain't have to say that. You ain't have to say that right
But
there.
the conversation between them two was, dang, why would you letting old girl tickle you like that?
Oh yeah, you already know.
Conversation behind closed doors between them two. He's like, listen, I don't be wanting her to tickle me. She just be coming up bothering me all the time. It's getting on my nerve. And you can see his body language when they was doing it. He's like, sister, like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
Like,
was like, go on, like you trying to
what
get me in trouble.
you doing? Like, for real. Like, what are you trying to start up? Like, don't try to make it look like I'm into you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, 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 right.
Yeah,
So this, I mean, we already know what it is with this.
definitely know what it
It's
is.
like I don't know. Again, with all these couples, the only thing I can think of is they trying to get this free vacation and this food. Cause it's like if you knew you wasn't into him, just be gone. Like you could have left episode 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? Once you realize like the chemistry ain't there. I'm not really attracted to him. Like why are you stringing this out and trying to protect his feelings and doing all this stuff? Like why are you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. So then next we go to Cinco and Jay. So Cinco and Jay discuss where they are going to live. I think it's in between Chicago or Atlanta. So Jay is concerned because she has a son and a support system. I think she is in Chicago. I
No, they
think
in LA. Or she's in LA, right?
that's what I thought, but they kept saying Chicago and Atlanta.
Well,
They're
no,
somewhere.
no, no, no. Um, she was saying LA. I thought that's what she was saying. She lives in LA. I thought that's what she was saying. Maybe not.
Yeah, somewhere. So Jay is concerned because she has a son in a support system where she lives. And Cinco knows she has a son, but thinks it's not a big deal because the son is only 4. So, what say you about this situation? So, it seems like, and I was wrong. I thought that Jay was going to take over, but Cinco's done a really good job. And I'll talk about this a little bit later, but he's very emotional and intelligent.
Mhm.
And so, I think they're good, but I think the biggest thing between them is where they're gonna live. So, what say you about this situation, about where they're gonna live?
this can be a deal breaker. As great as they've been going, as
Mm-hmm.
good as they've been going, as good as they've been moving, as much as they like each other, this definitely can be the deal breaker because it seems like she's not willing to budge, and it seems as if he's not really trying to go to LA like that or Chicago, one of them two, whichever one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's really not gonna trying to go there, so he's trying to convince her to say, "Hey, like your son, he's gonna be good. He's probably gonna like Atlanta a whole lot more than where he's at now. Yeah, he has best friends, but he is 4. He's probably gonna be best friends like in a week at school. Like it's not even that deep. The best friend thing really don't start mattering until you at least in middle school. Like
Mm-hmm.
middle school up into the high school, those are some pivotal friend years because you're taking your friends from middle school up into high school with you. You generally want to go to the same high school they're going to.
Yeah. And you're
Or,
growing into yourself and who you're gonna be.
yeah, it's really middle school to high school. That's the real pivotal adolescent time for when you're establishing your friends. And then you establish your best friends in high school because high school is where your best friends generally stick, and then they go on to college with you, or you keep in touch through college, and then after college, if you as that circle even shrinks even smaller, you got your real ones, probably around 3 or 4 that are gonna rock with you
Mm-hmm.
your adult life with kids and all that in your career and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
that's that. But
Okay. Now I must say that I agree with Jay on this. I do believe that it would be easiest for Cinco to move because she does have a son, she does have a support system.
mm,
This is what I would do because I don't really be playing.
mhm,
I would, if he's serious about me, I
mhm,
would require him to come to where I'm at to move to my city. Let's date. Let's continue to date. Let my kid get comfortable with knowing you.
mm,
Let's get engaged.
mm.
Let's get married. Then and only then
See what you're saying.
I might move to where he's at. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's like the easiest setup. Like Cinco, why can't you just move? Like you don't have anything holding you wherever you're at. And she does. So that's what I would require. Another thing, other reason is let's say I uproot my child, I leave my support system, I go to where you at, we date and then it don't work. Then I'm gonna be looking crazy. Then
Crazy.
what I'm gonna do? Yeah, then I gotta, oh, sorry, baby, and we gotta go back. I just think it's too much. I think if he's really serious, he just needs to say, all right, I'm about to come where you at for 2, 3 years. We figure everything out. We get married, and then we'll see what's going on there. Maybe I can move back or whatever. So, that's my thoughts on that. And
Hmm.
also, don't underestimate having a village. I think Cinco don't know nothing about that, but we got 3 kids, and I couldn't imagine right now because 'cause they're so young, us not having help and support. Like, it matters, and it's a really big deal. Okay. So yeah, that's what I would do. A village is so important because like I said, you'll never get a break.
Hmm.
And it's good to be able to have people that you can depend on that can pick up your kids or drop them off or, give you time so you can get dinner or something like that. So, I
Absolutely.
think Cinco maybe since he's not a parent, he's probably not
He doesn't
thinking
know.
about that piece of it. Yeah, you wouldn't know. Yeah.
He has no idea what he needs because he don't know.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I never really looked at it at the support system for Jay. That's why she's not trying to. Yeah, that support system is real. It just really is. When it comes to your kids, you need that support system. You need that grandma, you need that cousin, you need that auntie, you need that grandpa, you need, that brother, whatever. You need those people around so when you need some assistance, some help, somebody to watch the kids, somebody to look out after your child that you're not worried about, you know, they got their best interests in mind or not,
Right. Right. That's a
or
big deal.
Or, oh man, I gotta watch they kids again because they going with such and such or whatever. You don't want people begrudgingly watching your children. So
Right, right,
that's a
right.
big deal. Until they can get of age, like 6, 7, and maybe 7, 8, they can be in the house by themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
Back in the
You would
day,
trust you
man,
would trust our 7-year-old in the house by herself?
Jalen, um, maybe like 8, 8, 9.
Something gonna be broke if we left him in the house
Alright,
by
yeah, about 9. Now about 9. I'm
himself.
like, yeah, so you about get about 9 years old, I think you can be in the house by yourself. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
we have that here, and it's
Mhm.
amazing. My mom has our kids right now, all 3 of them, and that's what's allowing us to even be able to do this, so it does matter. Okay.
It's a blessing. Shout out to, Mama K. For
Yes,
real.
shout out to Mama K.
Mama K, she just a
The best,
she is the best.
the
Great
best.
Mama K.
Okay, so next we go to Brittany and Ty. So they've had this big blow up, and I think by now they've
Mhm.
both decided that it's a wrap. So they go outside to talk on the porch. Brittany doesn't want to continue the relationship with Ty. Brittany doesn't take any accountability. And then I guess Ty just now, I guess when everybody was in the kitchen, he found out about the whole tickling and how handsy she is with some of the other guys.
Yeah,
And Brittany
yeah.
says that's just who she is, and she doesn't consider it flirting. And so everybody in the house could see it. You know what I mean? So and then she blames Ty for not coming in the kitchen to stand up for her.
Whatever.
It was a lot. So what I mean, we kind of
Mm-mm.
already talked through this, but any other thoughts on Brittany and
Yo,
Ty?
Brittany, man, just boo to Brittany, dude. Like, for real, dog. I mean, there's no explanation on why she can't have accountability. Like Ty was saying. I mean,
That was
good
funny.
gosh. I mean, to
Jermaine
be honest,
rewinded that part like 3
oh
times.
my goodness, because he sounded like he was one of the Players Delight rappers, the Rappers Delight, whatever that was, Run DMC, all that. It was super early 80s rappy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I thought he was gonna say basketball is my favorite sport. I was like, what is going on here?
I mean, he is 55, so that was his
You were
era.
looking down. Yeah, he
We
does
just
give
joking,
off
Ty.
those.
We know you young. We know you
He
38. We just joking.
he gives off like he is definitely 18 in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, I just don't understand. Like everybody saw how she was flirting, and she just wouldn't keep. I mean, she was doing it to other people's men, so that's why the women were so mad. It's like, dang, why she keep
Right,
touching my dude like that? And the dude's just like, yeah, yo, like, don't make it look like we got something going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like that. Like, can you get away? Like, I'm trying to be friendly, trying to be cordial. But sister, can you push on real quick? You know what I'm saying? But she was like, "Well, I'm just that's the type of person I am." I was like, "No, you just gonna go around touching everybody." That's you gotta have some boundaries. I don't care how long I've known, what I'm saying, certain people, certain friends, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to their spouse, their wife, I ain't just gotta go up to them and say, "Hey, tickle, tickle," and grabbing, you know what I'm saying, body parts and stuff like that. I just think that's
yeah,
out of bounds. Now, and you got people who are truly your sisters, but then like them is people that if y'all wasn't like little kids together, like 4 or 5, you know what I'm saying, and came up the whole way, then y'all ain't really brothers and sisters. Y'all just friends. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So even still, you know what I'm saying, like there's boundaries between my sisters that I got. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it just it just ain't that you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't do that to somebody, especially in front of they partner, they spouse. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah,
if she just foul, man, she just need to get on. She don't like dude, go on, find someone else, and that's cool. Let's just leave it at that. That's why she was so it was so easy for them to break up. She was like, I don't like dude. He don't like me. Well, he do like me, but I just don't like him. Now he don't like me. So
right.
uh,
Yeah, so just to bring this to an end, I do applaud Ty for trying. So you remember in the beginning, her whole thing was, he wasn't showing her enough affection and all of this, and he
Right.
definitely tried. He tried to fix it, but it was never enough for her
Mm-mm.
because she just wasn't into him. So I want to say I applaud Ty for trying, but I also want to say let this be a lesson to all of
Mm.
you. Don't let people play in your face. Okay,
Mm.
you should, like I
Mm.
said on the last episode, you should never have to fight for somebody's love and affection.
Mm.
Okay, so yeah, Ty should, and again, like I said, I don't know if these people are staying for this free food or what's going on, but he should have. I know he felt it. I know the guys were probably talking to him about it too. And he
Yeah,
tried though. He really tried, but he
he
should
did.
have left probably like a couple episodes ago.
Mm.
Like I said, I don't know why she couldn't just admit that she wasn't into him, not unless
Mhm.
she just wanted to stay on the show as well. But yeah, they should have left like Alicia and Irvin, like real early.
Mm.
And I just think also maybe there's a mismatch in energy. Um, she just always thinks like, yeah, because and he's more life of the party. So I just
Mm.
and opposites attract. I mean, I get it, but I just think something was off. I think she needs
Mhm.
somebody a little more reserved. But I don't know because in those B-roll clips, she was all like, "Ha ha, yeah,
Yeah, it
ha."
was
I
about
don't
no
know.
reserve.
I don't know.
She
Maybe she
just
just don't like him. That's the moral of the story.
I just think I just think personally, she just wasn't attracted to him.
Yeah.
I think it could be the old factor of it because he does give off, saying the '80s type dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, uh Jive Turkey, he just an old acting kinda guy, you know what I'm saying? He has the
Yeah.
gray patch and
Yeah. He gotta get the sponge so you
the
can
gray
like
patch.
you
He's
gotta
got the
sponge it. It can't be the fro.
gray
That I
fro,
think he's going wrong there.
and I think dude is cool. I think he's a cool dude, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
I do
saying?
too.
And I think there's a lot of women that would like him, like his personality.
Yeah.
Some women probably may think he's a little over the top with the jokes and stuff, and he probably just needs to realize he doesn't have to be as performative as he has been.
Mhm.
You don't have to be that performative. Just be yourself. Just be more natural. At when he was getting more upset, he was starting to be more natural. He
Yeah.
was stopping the performance, and it's like, hey man, like you are really like violating what I'm trying to do with us. You're like you're not on the same. We're not on the same page. You got your finger all in my face. Like, come on now. Like, what's going on here? Hey, I tried to do this and do that for you. I will always apologize for you, but you're not holding accountability. He was like, he was like, F that. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, I feel for the brother because he really did try. You can see he tried. You can see every time, like she just wanted to be catered to hand and foot. I don't understand why you would treat somebody that way, knowing that you don't really like them. If you don't really like them, quit asking stuff,
Yeah.
from that
Yeah.
person. Just quit asking for stuff, you know?
Yeah, they just from the
Yeah,
beginning, I knew it from the time
from the
she
time.
got on that yacht. Did I not call it? I said, no,
Yeah.
not gonna work." Okay, so that's the end with them. They both left the show. So
Mhm.
next we go to Charlie and Jared. They are outside on the porch. Charlie
Mm.
is feeling uneasy because she doesn't know where Jared's head is. She feels like he's telling her what she wants to hear.
Mm.
So just a recap, last episode, Jared finally told Charlie that he pretty much has just been stringing her along and he not really trying to leave with her. He can't see himself with 6 kids. But then he kind of was like, "But I don't know, cause I might." And so now she's kinda like in limbo a little bit, and now she don't know
Yeah.
what to think. So what you think about Charlie and Jared?
Charlie and Jared, see, this is the downfall of not waiting until you're married to have children. This is what happens. You can be an attractive woman with lots of money, but your kid count starts to grow so high that your relationship market value is just gonna naturally tick down. It's just nothing. The only reason why it has nothing to do with you as a person, you as an individual. It just has everything to do with what comes with you. It has everything to do with the responsibility that someone's gonna have to take on. You're
Mhm.
asking a man to take on 4 children, and I got 3, and I know it's hard. But you asking a man who don't got none to jump into 4, right into
Mm.
4.
Well, no, he got 2, so that'd be
Well, yeah,
6.
2, he's
That's a
got
lot.
2. Yeah, and that's just a lot of kids to be taken care of, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so you can't really be mad, and he's just like, I'm just gonna string her along. I'm gonna string her along. I'm gonna, woo myself into, her underpants, and once I get those, I'm out the door, and that's really I feel like he felt betrayed. I felt like he felt like she dropped 3 kids on him, not being honest and upfront. I felt like he would have felt better if she was upfront about it from day one. She wasn't. She hid it. She dropped it on him. He was like, "Whoa, okay, I can't do all of this. This is too much to find out in one conversation. I've got 3 more kids you've never met." That's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's just crazy. In
Yeah,
one conversation to even wrap your mind truly around what that really means.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he got the sex he wanted. He's resigned to not leaving with her. That's why every time she asks him a question and says, you really don't like me. He's like, yeah, I probably don't. And he's just like so calm and just says whatever whatever she wants to hear. So
Mhm.
like, do you think we'll be together? Maybe, we'll have to see. And he's just so calm about
Right.
everything. He don't get upset. He's like, there's no need to get upset. There's
And you
no
see how
need.
he was kinda smirking, like, when she went back in the house, he was like
Yeah, because he
you
was
know he
laughing.
playing her like a fiddle.
He's like, she tried to play me. So now this is my chance to play her. Like, 'cause she really tried to play me with them 3 extra kids. Like,
So,
that is deceitful.
y'all, this is what desperation looks like.
Mm,
This is what low self-esteem looks like.
mm,
And it's just so sad. Like you said, she's terrified that she's gonna be alone with 4 kids. So at this point, she's willing to accept whatever. She's willing to accept whatever scraps.
mm,
Um, you probably heard that analogy, like, just having a little piece of a man is better than being alone, right?
mm,
And it's sad. You like, y'all, you listen to me. If you are single,
mm,
you cannot want to be with somebody that bad, okay? You can
mm.
never want to be married that bad. Be by yourself. Don't ever let nobody play you out like that. Like, she's getting played and she looks crazy, okay? You gotta love
Is
yourself
she getting
and
played?
you gotta be cool
Is she
with being by yourself, okay? At the end of the day,
alright.
I'll be by myself before I let somebody play me out. Like, you gotta
Is she getting
it's
played or
just
did she
sad to
try to
see.
play him?
That's why I don't feel bad for her, don't get me
That's the
wrong.
whole thing, like, she kinda tried to play him, like, the
But she
whole
still look crazy.
let's not forget she got a whole brand new baby that she cheated on him with. You know what I'm
Right, and
saying?
so does he, that's what they both crazy.
But this is put this back into context now. Now you woulda had one less kid that he could have considered, okay, a woman with 3 kids. Okay, now she got 4 kids. Not only that, but she had the 4th one behind my back while we were together. So some dude she clearly liked him enough to not
Mhm.
just lay down with him, but to have a whole baby with him. It wasn't just like, oh, yeah, I messed up. It was like, oh, I'm about to have a kid with this guy. So clearly, maybe
Right.
I would like to say that the guy who she met said what she wanted to hear when she had 3 was like, yeah, I want to be with you or whatever. She was like, forget this dude I'm talking to long distance. I'm about to lay down and have a baby with you. Now my count's up to 4. And he skedaddles, he leaves. Now she's like,
They're both crazy.
sorry. So
They
it's
are
like
both crazy.
I
He
don't
did
feel
the
bad for
exact
her.
same thing. He had a baby on her too while they were talking. They both
True.
crazy.
Yeah.
I just can't even believe, like, what are the odds of that we both got secret babies at the same time? That's so insane to me.
Wow.
Anyway, moving right along, they're not gonna work.
Definitely not
Back to
working. They done.
back to Cinco and Jay. So Cinco plans, because remember Jay took over and planned that first lame basketball date. And like I said, it's not that the basketball date was lame. It was that that's their first date. Okay, but anyway, so Cinco plans a date for Jay, making perfume and cologne, and then they continue to talk about where they should live. And Cinco says he's moved when he was younger. He moved every year when he was a kid, so he thinks it wouldn't be like a terrible thing for her 4-year-old. And he constantly had to make new friends and everything. So
Was it
we kind of
every
already talked
single
about
year?
this. Yeah, he said when he was younger, maybe his dad was in the army or something, I
Must have
don't
been in the
know.
army.
Or some families are just like that. They don't
Mm.
stay places for a long time. They here for a year and a half and then they gone and because of their parents' careers or what have you.
Or they just like to travel and see new cities or,
Yeah,
get
yeah,
new
yeah,
opportunities.
yeah.
My boy's like that. He like to check out different cities a lot. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right, right. Yeah, so people are different. We kinda already talked about this. The only other thing I wanted to bring up was when he said that, it connected the dots to me because I've been calling him mediator Cinco. Anytime any of the couples
Interesting.
have a problem in the house, he, steps in.
Yeah.
And like I said, he has a high emotional intelligence and
Mhm.
no shade, guys.
Mm.
Guys can have our IQ, high IQ, but the EQ be low sometimes. So I really,
The
I
EQ.
like that. He's such a good communicator, and he's really good at translating as well. Because one of the guys might be like, "Well, she don't like me," and then he'll be like, "It ain't that she don't like you, dog. What she trying to say is that." So he's really good at that. And then so when he said he moved around a lot and had to make friends and all that, I was just like, that's probably where he gets that from when he was younger. But anyway, so I don't have anything else on that. Their date went well. Didn't I don't still don't think they made a decision about the whole moving thing.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So let's get to the good part. All right. So Keke and Brandon.
Hmm.
So Keke's friend Maya comes to the house. Keke says her friend is skeptical of her relationship with Brandon, and the friend thinks that Brandon is hiding something.
Mhm.
Keke tells her friend that she's mad at Brandon for talking about her drinking all the time
Mm.
and making her feel like an alcoholic.
Mhm.
And so that's one part. And then the other part is that she needs to tell him about her ex. And she's hoping that he has skeletons in his closet as well,
That is
that
crazy.
so that it'll be even. I said, I never heard anybody that wants to be cheated on.
That
I've
wanted
never
to be
heard that.
cheated on, and then when he said he didn't cheat on her, he said, "I don't believe that. I don't believe."
Okay, we're not there.
Like,
We're not there. We're not there. We're not there. So Keke was not taking any accountability because, like I've been telling y'all every
uh,
episode, when the friends come, I'm always listening to see, are you gonna keep it real or are you gonna pile on and tell your friend that look at all the stuff they've been doing to me? And Keke kind of went that route. She
mm,
wasn't taking accountability and was just saying Brandon's doing this and that and the other thing. Um,
yeah.
Anything on that?
We talking about the friend? The
Yeah, it wasn't really nothing there. Well, I guess the big conversation was they all come together. Um,
for one, yeah, the friend, the brother,
wait. Okay, I'm about to set us up. About to set us up. So that's Keke
oh,
and
okay.
Maya. So then Brandon's friend comes. His name is Christian. Um, and they talk about same thing. He talks about Kiki's drinking and how you know
Yeah,
what? Before we get into that,
okay.
and y'all, we don't know these people. This is all
Not
in
at all.
fun.
Not at all.
Um, so when Brandon said his brother was coming, in my mind, I was thinking a dark skinned, muscular brother. You know what I mean? And so when they opened that door, I was like, wait, what's going on? Who is this? The perm threw me. Okay. I didn't know what was going on with that perm. The clothing threw me. He was dressed in like, I don't even know what that was, like goth or something.
Oh man, it was just like skater, like white white boy perm with the Halle Berry cut. It was weird. Like it was just crazy weird. I was like, okay, this is an odd couple because he don't come off like his brother come off. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Jermaine had me
Like
rolling because he said that he looked like a Roblox character, and I fell out.
definitely looked like he was a Roblox character for real.
We
I was
had
like,
to rewind it. I said, "Wait, what?
this don't
Who's
make sense.
that?"
Because like your brother, y'all both gonna have the same style because y'all brothers generally, unless one is rebelling against the other or y'all twins or something. But generally, y'all gonna have the same style, or y'all gonna feed off each other, wear each other clothes, type stuff. You know what I'm saying? He came in, I was like, okay, this dude definitely ain't like Brent at all. You know what I'm saying? Like he
His
don't even the style don't even match. The way he talk, it don't match. It's like y'all clearly don't got the same conversation. This can't be this dude's brother. That's what I'm saying. Like this is a lie. This is not this dude's brother. When we was like, yeah, he was my brother since I was 5 years old, and that's really my stepbrother. I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. Then he showed the stepbrother, but then he goes and says, are y'all brothers? She was like, yep. He was like, blood. She was like, yep. I was like,
Yeah, he lied.
you
I was
clearly
like,
lying to
"What?
everybody, bro. That ain't like
Y'all
that's
not
not just
blood, and it's okay."
that ain't your blood brother, dog.
His
Nah.
aesthetic, and we're gonna move on, y'all, but this just threw me. His aesthetic was given, "I'm black, but I identify as white." That's what it was
No.
given to me.
So Buddy would be mixed. So dare I say, is they stepdad white?
But was he mixed, or did he just perm his hair? I don't know. That's what I'm
Why?
saying.
See, a brother ain't perming his hair like that. Like we want to show the curls. Even if you got longer hair, you want to show the curls, how you cutting it. How we wearing our hair now. Like either you got waves, either your
It
waves is
was
crushing,
so
or
confusing.
you showing the curls. We're not perming our hair straight. That don't even make sense.
It was so confusing because y'all know I be reading people, so I can pick it up. So I was like, "Oh, okay, he black, but he might I'll have all
Nah,
white friends. That's cool." But then so I thought I was like, "Cool, I got it." But
Brandon don't
then he was like,
talk
"Where my
like
brother
that.
at?" He was like, "Mad Hood." I was like, "Wait." And I
Nah,
was confused again.
I saw straight through that. He wasn't mad hood. He was entered. He was like performative. He was like an entertainer. He came in like you was too extra. Like that's not even how we like
Where my brother at?
you wanna sound blacker than you really
Right, but then
you
he was doing the Poindexter thing, and I was like, "Which
yeah,
one?"
when you said where my brother at, it's like nah, that ain't how we talk, dog.
I was
You
confused.
greet. You don't know how to greet black people. Clearly, there's a disconnect between him and Brandon. It's got to be like between like the
Yeah, that's
communication.
his best friend. I don't know, and
I
it's
don't
and
know,
people
bro.
opposites do attract. Like you can have somebody that's totally different, I guess. But yeah, we're not gonna spend too much time on that. But that was just we had paused it for like 15 minutes trying to figure this whole situation out because yeah, he was talking hood, but then on the next second he was Poindexter. And there's nothing wrong with and don't get me wrong, when I say Poindexter, there's nothing wrong with speaking the English language correctly, right? So that's not what we're saying. Poindexter is when you're putting on, like you don't really talk like that.
Poindexter is an accent. It's not a vocabulary. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
trying
you're
to
like
say?
trying to talk and sound like
You're
super
right, right,
smart.
yeah. Like, hi,
Yeah,
Tanisha.
like
What are you
that's not
doing?
how you talk.
Like, that's point. We all know what Poindexter is. Now, just
Yeah.
speaking properly. How you doing, Tanisha? Are you
Yeah,
doing?
properly we're with that,
Are you
but
having
yeah,
a good
when you're
day?
putting on
Yes, that's good. You need to talk proper, but
yeah.
talking with a twang like this, like I'm white. Hey, I'm with you guys. That's Poindexter, man. It's not for real. That's a dialect because you wanna fit into a certain demographic. You know what I'm saying, or segment of society that I guess you deem better than black or whatever. I don't
Yeah,
know. I
and
have
we
no
don't know
idea.
him. We don't know Christian. We just talking, y'all. But, and last thing on this,
And forgive me,
the
man,
other
if
thing
if
that
you
had
watching this, Christian, and you not pointed, my bad, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But this is just
yeah,
what
we
I
seen like a 5-minute clip of you, but,
this is just what
the
we
other thing that was hilarious
hey,
was so he comes in the house like, "Where my brother at?" And then,
that was
he was
extra.
like, "Okay, where you from?" Is that one of Juju's burp coughs?
Yeah, absolutely. Now those of
No, we
you
got like
that
100,000
don't
burp coughs
realize
around
that
here.
yeah.
But anyway, she was like, "Where you from?" He's like, "Where you think I'm from?" Like, dude, you could be from anywhere. The way
Hell,
you dressed is real wild right
dude
now.
could
Like,
have
we
been
have
from
no idea where
Idaho.
you're from.
Dude
Was
could
we
have
supposed to
been
guess?
from Nebraska. I don't know where he could. I never seen that style. Like, and I lived in the Midwest for a long time. Midwest and in the South mainly, and a little bit on the East Coast.
It was
But
just a lot going on. It was a lot
nah,
going on. Okay,
man,
okay, okay. We're moving on, moving on. So
sorry.
everybody sits down together. So they
Yeah.
had their separate conversations, then they all sit down together.
Mm,
And Christian asks, "What have you guys learned about each other?" Brandon says he's learned a lot about Keke, that she's caring. It's her way or the highway, and he
mm,
learned that she has a drinking problem.
mm.
Um, and y'all know my issue that I've had in the previous episodes is when these friends come, they
Yeah.
all sit down and they're like, "Oh yeah, I think he's perfect for you and she's perfect for you." But Christian got it popping, and I said, "Come on, Christian, clock in, and do your good work." So Christian says, Brandon did mention that you drink every single day, just about. Is that true?
Mm,
I said, "Come on, Christian." So
dang.
he got it cracking for everybody. And then so Kiki's like, "Yeah, I mean, everybody drinks every single day." And she kinda
Mm,
downplays that, she has a problem, but she did
mm,
make a good point, like, "Hey, we on vacation. If you gonna go on a cruise, are you not gonna drink?" And I was with her on that. So I was like, "Maybe Brandon is blowing this out of proportion. I don't
mm.
know." So,
My
well,
question is, how long have they been in the house?
seems like some weeks, like
Yeah,
4 or
I
5
thought it
weeks.
was at least a month or something, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, if you drinking every day for a month on a cruise, like, that might be a problem too.
What else they gonna do in there? They just there, like,
They filming a whole show though. They cooking,
they just playing pool
playing
and
games,
talking.
you can exercise.
I
Oh,
mean, so I wouldn't admit I felt her on that. I was like, "That's a good point. That's a real good point." I don't know how many glasses she having because you remember with the therapist, she thought
mm,
like 6 or 7 was about
was
the limit.
normal.
I was like, so I
But she is a bigger person. So her limit, she probably need more alcohol for it to
that's a
hit.
good point to get
But
the same
that's
feeling. Yeah.
probably really what it is. She's just so overweight that
Yeah. That's a
that
good point. Maybe he's not taking that into account.
she need more alcohol. Now, if she was little bitty, she probably would only need uh 1 glass of wine, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
and, like I said, y'all, previously, how I always frame I'm not gonna say drugs, but, alcohol or any type of vice that
Recreational.
yes, any type of vice that you may have, it's like 3 things. Are you doing it to escape something? I
Mm.
think she is with the because her mama had
She already
passed.
said she is.
Yeah, number 2, is it a habit? Is it like I do this every day at 8 o'clock or something like that? You might have a problem. And number 3, can you stop? If somebody
Mm.
said, "You can't do that anymore," do you get nervous? Do you start sweating?
Yeah.
If you can't stop, you got a
Mm.
problem. Okay, so those are the 3 things you can use to filter to see if you might have an issue with whatever you doing, okay? Don't use it to
I
numb
I
yourself, don't use it to escape, okay? Don't do
ask
it every single day,
ask
and you'll be
yourself
able to stop.
ask yourself if if you do that with your phone.
What you mean?
The 3 things you said, don't do it at a certain time, don't do it every day, and if somebody took your phone, could you live without it? Would you start sweating or would you feel away?
No, that's different now. None of us can live without our
You see
phones.
how she switched it up, ladies and gentlemen?
We can't live without our phones. That's different.
Ah,
Okay, so Kiki so they talk about that. And this was funny too because
Mhm.
and I think Christian seen the light like I did. Like when she framed it with like, we kind of on vacation, ain't like we going to work, ain't like this real life. It's like, dang, I kind of feel her. And Christian was like, you right.
Yeah.
And Brandon, you might need to ease up. Don't you hate
Right.
it when you bring your friend in for backup and then your friend is like on the other person's side?
Absolutely.
But like I told y'all too, I like that because the other thing I'm listening for when everybody is together is friend.
Mm,
Are you gonna be on the side of right or you just gonna back up your friend? So I did like how
mm.
Christian was like, Imma just be on the side of what I think. I'm not just here to back up my friends. So I did like that. So the next thing is Keke drops the bomb finally on episode 9 that
Right.
she was still involved with her ex during the 4 years that her and Brendan were talking. And so then Brandon allegedly had went to Atlanta to see her about 4 times and she flaked out on him
Crazy.
each time. So, he's kinda putting the dots he's putting the dots together there. She figured Brandon was doing the same thing
That's
and that she
crazy.
would just forgive him and they could easily move on from this. And she thinks Brandon was messing around as well and she just wants him to admit it. And Imma just wrap this whole thing all together because so that and then the house, they kinda feel the same way. So everybody's wondering if Brandon is being truthful about
Mm.
not talking or sleeping with another girl for
It's
4 years that he never seen. And so Keke just wants Brandon to admit it, and everybody in the house is kinda like, "Dog, we not buying it." So what do you got to say about Keke dropping the bomb on Brandon and him saying like, "Nah, I was faithful for 4 years. I don't know what you talking about."
You know what? We all know Brandon is different because clearly he's truly, genuinely attracted to Keke, and that's a rare, sort of attraction. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point because I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. Was like, don't get me wrong, people can like bigger people, but he's very in shape. He's attractive. I'm sure he could, have anybody he wanted. We were just like, why Keke? Like, what is going on here? We never found anything. So maybe he really, truly, to your point, really likes her.
That's my point. My point is when a man finds something that's rare, because um, you're not gonna find a whole lot of women her size that just looks crazy sloppy and they're not attractive. So I guess he feels like, you know, this is the biggest woman I can get because he clearly likes big girls. You know what I'm saying? So this is the biggest woman I can get that's gonna be this pretty.
Oh my gosh. And she
And
is beautiful. That's a good
it,
point.
so and I'm not gonna get another big girl that is, in a shape. That's in good shape. It, that's in a fair shape. You know what I'm saying? That's not all sloppy looking. You know what I mean? And she's put together how she put
Are you
together.
saying like she knows how to dress and carry herself
Well,
and
I mean, even though she's big, there's
yeah.
difference between big and like real flabby big and like you know, just everything squishing everywhere big. She's just a compacted. This is my shape big. You know what I'm saying? It's not like real sloppy big. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not into big girls like that, but I'm just trying to say, okay, this is why he like her. But anyway, she she's attractive, so he's like, okay, I don't want to mess this up, so let me just not cheat on her. I love what I like, and if a guy likes a certain type of woman, he gonna stick by her. A guy like a real skinny woman or a petite woman, he ain't gonna mess that up. Or if he like a woman with green eyes or whatever,
Mhm.
he gonna act crazy for that girl. So I can see why he stuck to his guns on that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I believe him. I believe. I don't think he cheated on nobody because you're not gonna have that type of attraction, and then you see all these other little skinny girls, and you just jumping on that. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't. Yeah, a lot of big girls ain't just walking around like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see a lot of big girls like that. Am I
Yeah,
tripping? Are there more big girls than or I'm
I
just
I don't know. I still don't know what's going on here, but I too feel like Brandon is lying.
You think he's lying? Okay.
I can't buy it. Not for 4 years. If it was 6 months, okay. Not for no, no, not for 4 years. Not
You
you
forgot.
wasn't talking about it. Not you wasn't talking to anybody. No, Brandon. I'm sorry. And this is my thing. And I
He
think
was
everybody at
talking
the
to
house.
her.
No, but
What are you
listen, but
talking
listen.
He was talking
I
to
don't think
her.
anybody's mad at Brandon. Like, everybody in the house was like, "Dog, it's cool if you did." Like, I don't think him and Keke were in a committed monogamous
I
relationship.
think they were.
I think it was one of those things. Obviously, they weren't because she was talking to
She
somebody
was
else.
she was doing her
But
thing.
yeah, I think it was one of those things because she even said, "Well, what about that time when we stopped talking for like 2 or 3 months? She was just waiting for me to come back around." So I think they
Ye
probably had an on again, off again when it's convenient. When I need somebody to talk to, I can pick up the phone. But I don't think they were for real boyfriend and girlfriend. And that's why I was like, I'm not mad at Brandon. Just admit it. Like, yeah, I talked to a couple other people or some. 4 years, that's too long to go without seeing somebody. That's almost like catfish. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy, Brandon. That's why something is missing with this story.
I think they were FaceTiming. I don't think he never seen her. I just think he
Well,
wasn't in
yeah,
her
yeah, yeah. But
presence.
I'm not dating nobody for 4 years that I have not physically seen.
He had
This
his
whole
big
thing is
girl.
crazy. This whole thing is you and on top of that, you went down there 4 times.
He
None of
flew
these
out there 4 times.
none of these people have self-esteem
He
because
loved her.
you got one time, okay, for me to travel anywhere and you got
Imagine.
some excuse,
Imagine
okay?
going 4 times though, flying out there 4 times and not seeing
Wouldn't
her.
be me. Listen to me,
He loved
y'all.
her.
If you are single, have self-respect, have
That's
self-esteem.
why I believe he didn't cheat on her.
Something's missing. We don't It's a piece of this we don't know, y'all.
He liked her.
Something's not adding up.
He liked big girls. That's all it is about that simple.
It don't
That's
What?
and he said he
Now, if
tried
he
to
was ugly, this would all make sense, but he's not, so that's why it's just like
he
that's the only
likes
big girl in America
he
you can
like
find?
morbidly big girls. You know what I'm saying? He just like them. You
The
know what I'm
other
saying?
thing, I could be reaching on this.
Mhm.
Do y'all remember episode 1, Charlie and Jared? Charlie drops on Jared that she has these 3 kids, and what was Jared's reaction?
Nothing,
Exactly. Why?
because he had
Because
3.
Jared had his own drama that he was
Yeah.
about to drop. So,
Mhm.
again, I was just thinking about that when she tells him this. I don't know, I guess I just expected a bigger reaction, right? Like, if it's somebody I'm truly committed to, you have my
Mhm.
heart, and you tell me that you been cheating on me, you talking to somebody else, my first reaction is like, "What?" Like, you got the head swing, like, What you mean?" Like,
That's kinda what
you're
happened.
betrayed, you're hurt, you're confused. Well, who was it? What did they have that I don't? Like, when did this take place? I don't know. His reaction wasn't big enough for me. I don't know. I could be reaching
Mm-mm.
right there, but I just thought
Nah,
if
you
he
missed it.
seriously was talking to her for 4 years and he was committed and he talked to nobody else and she dropped that on him, I feel like Christian was more shocked than he was. Christian was
No,
about to fall out the chair.
the thing is that Kiki's friend was there, so he didn't wanna leave a bad impression in front of the friend. He didn't wanna blow up like that. I feel
You
like if
couldn't
she wasn't
control
there,
it.
the reaction probably would have been a whole lot bigger. He was just trying to, save face in front of his friend, her friend, so he didn't look as crazy.
I
That's what I'm thinking.
guess.
Because he was he
I
said
guess.
because he was shaking his head like, "Mm-mm,"
When
like,
somebody drops
"Nah."
something on you like that though, in the moment, you're not really thinking about, "Oh, her friend here, so I want." You like, "What?" Like,
Think
that's
about
just
this. Think about this. Think about
that's
this.
what I
All
would do.
think about this. All the secrets that's been coming out have been baby related
Mhm.
and that kinda thing. So he probably like, you know what? Okay, it was her ex. At least it wasn't a baby. Maybe he was expecting to hear, "Hey, I got a baby." You know what I'm saying? So that is a little lighter than I got a baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's
At
like, oh,
least he
even
was probably like, "Well, I mean, I was kinda talking to the people too, so I ain't gonna trip too hard." That's what I think it was.
that's what you think. Oh, okay.
So so yeah, that was that, and then they kinda end the episode, Brendan, I guess, called himself, like, ignoring her or whatever, and then they went outside and have a conversation. So Brandon asked, "Why did it take her so long for her to share that?" And that's another
Mhm,
thing, y'all. I would've been gone. I just would've packed my bags. Like, why
mm,
we gotta discuss this? But anyway,
mm,
have self-respect, y'all. Brandon asked, "Why did it take so long for her to share?" And she says she doesn't, have contact with that ex anymore or think about him.
mhm.
Um, and this was hilarious, and I had to give her this, and she was like, "Listen, it wasn't a secret. I was just withholding information, and that's different." And I said, "Dang, that's deep.
That's
That's
not
deep,
deep. That's
Kiki.
not
I
deep.
gotta think about that."
That's nowhere
It's
near
almost
deep.
like I wasn't lying, it's just a lie of omission, you know?
It was not deep.
So she tried to flip it on Brandon and says
Mhm,
that he doesn't take accountability for all the stuff that he does,
mhm,
whatever that could be. He was confused
mhm.
on that too. Um Yeah, so that's kinda how it ended. I mean, I thought the whole reason that she was being cold to Brandon and wasn't showing Brandon emotion and
Right.
affection was because she was still connected to the ex. Because you
Uh,
remember with the therapist or whatever, she was saying that. So
mm.
now she's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't think about him ever, and I don't never talk to him." So I'm like,
Okay.
"So why are you not being affectionate with Brandon then?" So I think
Exactly.
she lying on that. She definitely cannot wait for him to take her back or whatever. I
You talking
forgot
about
what
the
the story
ex?
was with that. Yeah, wasn't they, like, engaged? But
Ah,
then she found out he was cheating on her and he almost had a baby and all this other stuff.
I don't know.
Self-respect, y'all, self-respect.
I don't know. All I know is she clearly is connected with the ex still mentally, because she could everything that she's doing, like, when old boy was like, how can it be so soft, but you don't like no to show that no affection. And he's like, dang, he's confused, like, dang, why don't she want, do she like me? Like he really
Right, yeah.
he loves some Keke. That's what I'm trying to say. Like for real. Like he didn't cheat on her because he loved her. I'm telling
I'm
you,
not buying
he
it, man.
love
And
her.
I wouldn't call it cheating, though. I wouldn't like,
It
I
is in
wouldn't
his
look down
eyes.
and
You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
think they was in a for real
He
committed
was.
relationship like that. Maybe in his eyes, like you said.
He was. Don't trust me. He went to go see
Alright,
her for
man.
you ain't spending 4 plane tickets with a no every time. Like
That's
he
self-respect,
wanted
y'all.
her.
That's
I'm telling
crazy.
you.
You got one
Like,
time to ghost me and me travel somewhere and, something came up, like
yeah, I can't see you, and then do that 4 times? That's
please.
bananas. He probably spent $1,000 every time, about $4,000 trying to go see her. You know what I'm saying? But, hey.
Alright, y'all. So that was the episode. I'm thinking there might be, like, one more because I mean, there's nobody if they keep going, it's not gonna be any couples left in the house, so they gonna have to stop
Yeah,
this real soon.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's all we got, y'all. So either I or we, if our schedules align, we'll come back next week and give y'all episode 10. All right?
yeah, yeah.
All right, we'll talk to y'all soon. See ya.
Holla.